Yo, what is going on, guys? It is finally happening. Men have walked away from dating. They have walked away from marriage, and women are not happy about it. You have a whole bunch of women who are hitting the age of 30 saying, please wife me up. Why can't I find a man to marry me? Why can't I find a man for a relationship? And it is absolutely hilarious. Now, guys, today's video was sent to me by Hidan the Mummy. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the pinned comment. Make sure you go and subscribe. Make sure you go and check him out. And let's jump right into this one. As always, guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Have you been noticing this happen a lot more in today's day and age with modern women? Because it seems to me like a lot of them are getting desperate. Let's kick it off with this woman right here who says, "Someone marry me at once." Let's jump in.
I genuinely need the universe to explain. I'm over here ready to be wifed, though. I'm ready to fall so in love. Like, I'm ready to give someone serious babies. I'm 31 today, and no one is sitting across the table from me at dinner and holding my hand or telling me how beautiful I look or coming home and doing whatever it is that people do. It's unfair. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you know what's ridiculous? Modern women trying to, quote unquote, find love and marriage at 31 years of age. Again, they're not looking for love, okay? They're not looking for something genuine. They are looking for a connection with your wallet at this point in their life. It is absolutely ridiculous, man. But let's continue into this next woman here. Let me just move the clip a little bit. So, dating in 2024, woman number 2 who is out here struggling. Now, the theme of these videos, guys, is that women are really out here struggling. I've said this before, but a lot of guys have just completely ditched dating, and they are not happy about it. Let's continue.
Expect for all of you guys to agree with me in my recent video about how hard it is to date. I was actually hoping for some advice, but apparently all of us are on the same boat, and there's just no men out here to date. And that just like leads me to the question of why.
Okay, so first of all, there are plenty of men to date. Yes, a lot of dudes have walked away from dating. A lot of the men that you want are not interested in you, and these guys are refusing marriage. But let's not get it twisted here, guys, okay? Women have a very, very easy time in dating. If they cannot find a man, especially by the time they are approaching 30 years of age, you've got to ask yourself the question, what in the hell have you been doing this entire time? Because it sure as hell hasn't been taking dating seriously. It's ridiculous. And she says it's unfair to her. Let's keep going.
Just no men out here to date. And that just like leads me to the question of why. I know I'm picky as hell. Like, every one of my friends say how picky I am and how it's just like, it's gonna get me nowhere, and I get it. But I also know what I bring to the table. So I'm just like, you gotta be picky because I don't want to settle. And it's been this long, why would I settle?
And there it is. I don't want to settle. I'm so picky. Your friends are literally telling you the reason why you can't find a man. And of course, what do modern women do, guys? They completely ignore it. It's funny because usually in these videos, the women's quote unquote friends are usually giving them terrible advice, let's be honest. You know, advice that is actually keeping them single. But in this case, her friends are telling her the truth. And she says, yeah, I know, but I don't want to settle. You know, I know what I bring to the table. And let me just tell you this right off the bat, guys. Any woman who talks like this, makes videos like this, you might think that you bring a lot to the table, but you really do not have a lot that men are interested in. That's why you can't get a relationship from the men that you want. I swear, every single time I see one of these women say, I bring a lot to the table, they're like talking about their career or, you know, things that men don't give a damn about. And then they wonder why they're still single. Men don't care about your career. We don't think that you're bringing a lot to the table because, again, if you were bringing a lot, then these dudes that you like would probably have a relationship with you, or you'd have a higher chance, but you don't. Let's keep going.
Table, so I'm just like, you got to be picky because I don't want to settle. And it's been this long, why would I settle? But what is it about these men out here that's causing all of us in the comment section to realize that we're all single? Doesn't that seem a little strange to everybody that there was so many people that were commenting that they were just single too, and they have been for many years, and it shouldn't be this hard, right? Like, where are the good men? Also,
Where are the good men? It shouldn't be this hard. Why am I still single? I'm such a great catch. I don't want to settle. Can you guys just see how many red flags are present in this damn video? Of course, men don't want a relationship with you. That's number one. And, you know, it's funny because she brings up all of the other women who are being single. And that's kind of the point of this video, guys. It really is out there. It's happening to a lot of these modern women. They cannot do it. They can't get the relationships that they want because either men have walked away from them. You know what? I would argue that a lot of these top tier guys that they're chasing, they've completely walked away from these women, right? Whether that be no intimacy whatsoever or intimacy but no relationship. Like, dudes have checked out of marriage. They really have. They've checked out of marriage. They've checked out of relationships a lot of the time, especially with women like this, by the way. Like, you already know, she's talking about the women in her comments section, by the way, who have been single for long periods of time. Let's be real about this. They're not exactly reading the Bible during their single periods, you know? They're out there partying, they're hooking up with a whole bunch of different dudes, and then we're supposed to marry them when they turn 30. Like, what kind of a deal is that, man? That's like a dude being a millionaire, okay? And then he loses all of his money gambling or spending it on stupid things that he shouldn't be. And then when he's got no money left, he's like, "Yeah, I want a real woman now. You, I'm ready for a model woman who's going to cook and clean for me and be fantastic for me. And I'm completely out of resources now. I just blew it all on substances and gambling, but I'm ready for a real woman now." Like, get the hell out of here, man. People would tell that guy he's stupid, by the way. Let's keep going.
It shouldn't be this hard, right? Like, where are the good men?
Yes.
Also, the people in the comment section, men, that are giving us advice on why we're single because, and then it like leads into something really rude and just like judgmental.
Yes, guys. Here's the funniest part about these videos, right? Is like, if you tell these women why they're single and why the men don't want them, you're the problem. So, woman comes to you with a problem. You try and give her advice on how to fix it, and she thinks that you're rude, which, hey, you know, maybe the comments are rude, but you know what? Maybe it's what you need to hear. This is kind of like, have you ever seen those people, guys, who are really overweight, refuse to take care of their health, and then they go out and try to, and then someone calls them overweight and tells them to get in the gym when they're asking for health advice, and then they just get super offended about it? It's like, okay, you have this problem, you don't want to fix it. This is why I don't give advice to these women, by the way, guys. You know, I could probably open up some sort of like coaching service to women, and there would probably be some women who would buy that and pay me to tell them what to do and how to fix this particular issue. But I refuse to do it, guys, because I don't want to deal with them. Most of the women aren't even interested in listening anyway. They just want to confirm what they already believe. They want to believe that they're fine, and it's the men who need to step up and fix their problems. Crazy.
Are giving us advice on why we're single because, and then it like leads into something really rude and just like judgmental. You're the people we don't want to date.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just stop it here before we continue into the next clip. You understand that these men who don't want to date you, they also say they also think these things, right? You get that, right? Like, the men are speaking on behalf of men. You see the problem here? You can't get a relationship out of men. Men are giving you advice, and you're choosing to ignore it. I mean, hey, you know, don't cry and complain when you're still single. I will continue to find it very, very damn hilarious. But let's continue into the next clip, guys. It just continues to get worse and worse, by the way. We've got this next woman here who says she's done with the dating applications, guys. She's giving up. Let's take a listen.
Now more than ever, women are fed up with men. We have been for a long time now, but given the political climate and the 4B movement, like, you know, making its way to the US, it's like, now is really not the time to test us. I'm going to say something that might be controversial to some people, but I personally believe that this is true. And before you make any assumptions about me, I'm 35 years old. I've given birth. I've gone through postpartum. I know what it's like to be a mom.
Is the father in the picture? I mean, I don't know, is he? Also, by the way, this 4B movement that she's referring to, if you guys don't know, Apparently, women have started this big movement, at least Western women have, that originated over in Korea, and the women are refusing to marry us, guys. They're refusing to have kids with us and relationships, apparently, as if men give a damn, by the way. Like, let me just outline this. Men do not give a damn. In fact, I encourage this particular movement that she's referring to, of women now walking away from marriage and things like this. I think it's a great idea. Some of them have even gone as far as to shave their heads. I think this is great. I think they should keep it up, keep the steam going, you know? Keep shaving your heads. I've seen those clips around. They're very funny. But yeah, so she's a 35-year-old mother. She hasn't brought up the father, you know, so it makes me think single mother, but we'll see what she says. Let's keep going.
And before you make any assumptions about me, I'm 35 years old. I've given birth. I've gone through postpartum. I know what it's like to be a mom. I've gone through breakups. I have lived with a man. I know what men are capable of.
Okay, so single mother who thinks that she's a victim. Yep, check.
And it is actually so scary. And I have a little boy. So when I speak about men, it's really not coming from a place of just wanting to hate on all men. I have a son. But I strive every single day to do what I can to make sure that my son doesn't grow up to be the kind of men that I've encountered. One of the reasons women are deleting dating apps like crazy is because we have figured out that men are only on there to seek validation from us.
Holy hell, isn't this the pot calling the kettle black, guys? What in the hell is this? Apparently, get this, apparently, men are only on these dating applications to get validation. You understand that most men, 95% of the men on these applications, don't really get validation at all. And if they do, it's from women who are very highly unattractive. Like, and it's a very small amount of them too, by the way. Men do, you want to know why men don't get on dating applications for validation? It's because they can't. You see, I'm sure the see, whenever women make videos like this, guys, what they're really complaining about is the top percentage of men, okay? And the problem is that a lot of the top percentage of men, they think the same way that the average men do too. You know, the average men will come out here, they'll give you advice, and you'll say, well, I don't want to date you anyway. But the dudes who you really want, they're thinking the same thing. She's been with 5,000 different dudes. She's a single mother. She refuses to cook because it's oppressive, you know, and so on and so forth.
And the moment that you guys get it, that's when you act funny. Sometime this year, like, I don't know, 6 months ago, I had a guy that was interested in me, okay? We start talking. He's actually, like, not weird. We're talking about something that we both have in common, and the conversation's going so well. So he was like, attractive. Let's go to dinner on Friday. I'm like, okay. We go, we have dinner. I wouldn't say the dinner went like amazing. Like, I thought he was kind of rude to the waiter, which I don't know why anyway, he drops me back off. And
yeah, so the reason she went on this date, by the way, these women will always say that they have a connection with men who are attractive, by the way. The conversation went so smoothly, as if conversation skills were the reason that she was there. Like, get the hell out of here.
And, you know, he was respectful. He didn't try to kiss me or anything like that. Didn't try to come into my apartment. I'm like, okay, like, that's good. He texted me that same night. I had so much fun with you. I want to see you again. Like, when are you free? Can you go to brunch on X date? Whatever it was. I was like, yeah, that works. Like, I love brunch. So I was like, okay, like, let me give him another chance, right? So
yeah, so women accepting things from dudes that they, you know, that they might not even view as relationship material, guys. You know, stories like this, the women kind of, you know, they crisscross all over the place. They're kind of here, they're kind of there. Maybe this guy was more of a provider and I had it wrong at the beginning. But again, women accepting dates with men, just, again, this is why I don't recommend doing this crap, because dudes are just out here getting fleeced, right? They're getting used for free dinner, for free food. And then the same women end up like the one at the beginning of today's episode, asking where all of the good men have gone and why can't she get married? Sorry, the second one was saying, where have all of the good men gone? And the first one was saying that she wants to be wifed up and she wants to have kids now. Let's keep going.
That was the plan. The day comes, he doesn't say anything to me. You just wanted to know if I would go out with you again. And once you realized that I would, that was enough for you to be like, okay, I got it like that. He ends up adding me to his close friends, where I'm sure he has a ton of girls, and would post selfies on there, just waiting for me to like it, to respond to it, to say something. I never did. I always thought it was like the weirdest thing. Like, we're not even friends like that. We're not even close friends. We're barely even friends. And you're posting these selfies where you don't even look good. Your hair is weird and it's ugly. You're honestly like a 6 in the face. So I don't.
Okay, so you know what? I think maybe this woman was interested in this dude, then he curved her, so now she's pissed about it, and now she's making this video. I think that's what I'm settling on here. Right? She thought that maybe she could have a good little simp boy here who was going to just do everything for her. It didn't work out, and now she's been added to his roster, and now she feels offended. I mean, hilarious. And mind you, again, what did she say she was? 35? 35-year-old single mother, by the way.
I don't understand what you're doing. Anyway, he tried some small talk through DMs. I just liked it, which is like, you're lucky I got a like. I never responded. Then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get rid of this guy. I unfollowed him and I removed him as a follower the day that he got a haircut, so that he could see, yeah, I saw that you got a haircut. I saw you posted it. And I know you think you look good, but you don't. So I unfollowed him, removed him, never heard from him again. Anyway, the point is, you guys are weird. And all of us are realizing that we could very well do without. Okay, I would actually rather live in a community of women than live with a man who is going to cheat on me, a man that's going to disrespect me, yell at me, constantly seek validation from other women. Just like the list goes on. I would much rather be alone. And I think men think that we're lying when we say that, but
no. I'm really hoping that you're being serious, by the way. I think many men, when they hear your little story here, they are hoping that you don't come back. Go and live in your community of women. I mean, have fun when the plumbing needs fixing. Right? Like, I have no issues with this. I don't think many men have issues with this. I think these women are mad because men don't want to have relationships with them. At the end of the day, they're not interested in marrying a single mother, for example. They're not interested in taking you seriously, and so they're pissed about it. And I would agree with you, ma'am. If this is your course of action, you want to go out there and you want to live in a community of women, who am I to tell you otherwise? I think it's a great idea. Do I think there will be any electricians or Wi-Fi? No, I don't. But hey, it's totally fine. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. Next clip, guys. 34 years of age, right? I wonder what she's pissed about. Let's take a listen. As I mute the clip, let's jump in.
I am not a mum. And yet I am never without the opportunity to nurture.
Oh, what the hell is this?
I am 34 and I am not in a relationship. And yet I am never without the opportunity to love and be loved. I am 34 and I am not a property owner. And yet I am never without the opportunity to make any space feel like home. I am 34 and I am not a millionaire. And yet I am never without the opportunity to feel rich. I am 34 and I may not yet be where I thought I would. But I am perfectly, exactly where I should.
What on earth was that cringe, guys? That's about 40 seconds of my life I will never get back. But, 34 and coping hard. Let's continue. Next one, ranting in the car. I'm sure this will be a great one here. Let's take a listen.
I work in a heavily male-dominated space. I work in engineering, STEM. Not only that, I work in a very heavily male-dominated office because I work in manufacturing, and sometimes the only way I can get through the day is my little feminist microaggressions. For starters, and a big one, when I say I work in manufacturing, I work like in a factory. I don't work in the factory. I have like a desk and stuff, but it's attached to the factory, so I can go from my desk out on to the assembly line floor. And
right, so you're an office worker. Am I misinterpreting something here? You're trying to claim like you're a factory worker, but really you're an office worker because your office is connected to the factory. But no, go on, continue with your strong and independent rant. Let's continue.
And on the plant floor, there is markings where it's safe to walk, kind of like a little sidewalk, and it's probably the width of the sidewalk. A small microaggression that I do is I do not yield to men coming at me. You're going to move. I look past them and I walk, and I make them walk around me. If anyone at work is telling a story and the person in the story is ambiguous, like a firefighter, a doctor, whatever, I always respond with, wow, she's so great. If there are multiple people on email, I address the women first. Recently, I had a really big problem at work and no one was listening to me, and I ranted about it, and somebody commented and I usually say, please walk me through the thought process that led you to disregard the data I already gave you. I've started using that. I don't try even a little bit to tone down what I'm wearing. Obviously, it's professional and work appropriate, but like, these are the shoes that I wore today. People are gonna know I'm coming.
I don't think anybody gives a damn. I think they probably all just think you're a bit of a clown. They probably think you're rude. And again, guys, I really want to highlight this. These are the types of people, you know, they act like this and they do these sorts of things. And then they wonder why, number one, the companies just eventually end up firing them. And they're like, I don't understand, you know, I've been working here for 4 years and they just booted me out within the same hour. Yeah, crap like this is why, by the way, number one. And number two, whenever these women complain about being single, I'm like, of course you're single. Of course, because nobody can tolerate you. I don't even think women would be able to tolerate you, to be honest with you. Like, again, it's crazy to me how you have these people who are insisting that, for example, they are marriage material or they're wife material or their girlfriend material, or men are just such players and things like this. But let me ask the question, what is the alternative for men? Because if the alternative for men is to have a relationship with you, I don't think that's a valid alternative. I really don't. But here she is, guys, you know, just trying to create issues out of nothing. I mean, I think it's a matter of time until she just gets fired, to be honest. I think all of these women who act like this, I don't care if you're a man, I don't care if you're a woman, I don't care if you think you're whatever the hell you think you are. If you act like this, especially in a workplace, and you get sacked, for example, I will feel no empathy for you.
Because my favorite thing in the world is when older, crusty men have to listen to me and I'm wearing a cute ass outfit. If there's another woman in the meeting, which there seldom is, I always ask them what their opinion is. I'm always like, hey, what do you think about that? On the call, in person, whatever, specifically to the woman. Smell you later.
Yeah, okay, so basically, she's obnoxious and completely awful to be around, right? Are you noticing a bit of a theme here, guys? Because I am noticing a bit of a theme. You know, and I've said this as well, you don't have to be the most attractive individual of all time. If you're trying to get a relationship out of a dude, you really don't. But the problem is these women have such awful qualities as people that, of course, men don't want to have relationships with you. I don't know what the hell is going on here. I'm a little bit terrified. But let's jump in and we'll take a listen to this next individual, shall we?
I would like for one day where there's no hateful comments about the way that I look. Get a good look at it. Get a good look at it. I would like for one day, I know what I look like. I know I'm unattractive. Stop. Stop. Please. Just one day. My birthday.
I think if you do this, by the way, if you're somebody who jumps on the internet and you ask people to stop doing something, they're just going to do more of whatever it is that you ask them. This is the internet. Like, I'm so surprised when people do this and then they're like shocked that they receive negative comments. Imagine if I came on here, guys, and I was like, please don't leave negative comments. Everybody would leave negative comments because they would think that it's funny, right? Trying to piss me off, which, to be honest, I understand. I would think that it's funny too. But this is what happens when you're on the internet. You know, you have these people who they just don't understand, guys. Really, they do not. They just expect like people to just be nice to 24/7. They expect things, you know, things to always go their way. But and again, it's the internet. Like, it's literally just words.
Days on Sunday. Can we make it Sunday where nobody is hateful to me, or is that asking too much?
So what she did was she came on here and she had to essentially get attention for her birthday. Next one, car TikTok video. I wonder why all of these women are struggling to find relationships, by the way, guys. I really wonder about it. Let's continue.
I recently saw a super beautiful girl on TikTok post about how like she's got zero interest in dating men and she feels really like detached from dating and going out. When I tell you, I was like, literally, girl, like, I feel you. This is a conversation I have all the time with my friends. But the thing is, I don't really think that this is just women feeling this way towards men. I think men feel this way towards women too. I feel like we're in this super weird time for dating where like everything is so transactional. We have like so many people online that we can speak to. There's like a million apps for dating. But I feel like it puts us in this really weird space with dating because I'll feel that way, but then they'll maybe also feel that way. They'll feel like, oh, I don't know if she's super keen. No one wants to chase. So then you're kind of just both like giving up, and like this person doesn't want to chase you. You don't want to chase them. So then no one's really trying, and like no one knows how much to try. And then
do you ever consider the fact that maybe you're just not worth chasing it to men? And also, by the way, every time I hear a story like this where these women are talking about dating applications, they're like, yeah, everybody has a whole bunch of options and they can talk to anybody. No, they don't. No, they don't. 90% of dudes, 90 to 95% of dudes do not really have the options that you're describing here. It is the women who have the options, and it is a very small percentage of men. And when people have a lot of options, they treat people like options. So you have pretty much all women out here treating men like dirt, and then you have a very small percentage of men treating women like dirt. And the rest of us men, of course, we always get lumped in with this. You guys have so many options, you know, dating is so easy and nobody wants to talk. No. The dudes who are very attractive don't want to talk to you, and the reason why they don't want to talk to you or they don't want to pursue you is because they don't have to. Like, women make it absolutely easy for the men that they find attractive. So riddle me this. Why would the men pursue you under any context? You see what I'm saying, guys? It's like, if the man's attractive enough, she will find her way somehow to his house. It doesn't matter if it's 10 p.m. on a Wednesday. It doesn't matter if she's asked out to some date where he doesn't even have to do a damn thing. Not a dinner date, not even a coffee date, man. Just come straight over. She will end up at that dude's house. And that's the way it works. And so apparently, we're supposed to put in effort for these women. Like, no thank you.
There's another failed like attempt at dating someone that you actually liked, or that they may have also really liked you, but you both kind of just were like, okay, like they don't seem super keen, cool. And although there's so much about old dating rules that I don't like and I don't agree with, and I'm really happy we've moved forward from those things.
Yeah, she's really happy we've moved on from any sort of gender roles where she has to do anything.
I still really love romanticness, and I love being pursued, and I love feeling wanted, and
of course you do.
It's not that I don't feel that way, it's just unless I'm feeling it super obviously, then I feel like I should pull back to like protect myself, but also because why would I give you loads of energy then? I really just feel that we've just given up. Like,
yeah, I would say that this woman is right in the sense that men have certainly given up on you. Absolutely. And you have all of these women who are like, man, why aren't the men pursuing anymore? Why aren't they making it happen? But I think the reasons are fairly damn obvious as to why men are not making it happen. This is the last clip that we will jump into, guys. Pretty damn ridiculous. This woman looks to be in her 50s, maybe 60s. I don't know. Probably 60s. I don't know. Where are the real men? What the hell is this? Let's take a listen.
Okay, so I got a question for all the men out there.
Let's hear it.
I'm just going to preface this by saying I'm 55 years old.
55.
I live in Vancouver, Canada. Been single for 3 years. I have not dated. I recently took a boo at the dating apps. Oh my. So here is my question. Where are the real men? I mean, I come from an age or an era, whatever, an upbringing in the 80s, at least in my household, that was traditional. You know, I love doing laundry. I like making dinner. I like making a special home and having traditions and putting up the Christmas tree and all of these nice things. I also like to respect my man and look up to him and honor him. I want him to be smarter than me. I want to learn something from him. And I also want him to be able to protect me. You know.
This is one of the first times I've actually ever seen a woman open a video, by the way. And she starts outlining some things that men actually give a damn about. So bravo to that. Now, let me say this. If you are not a widow, right? If you went out here and you divorced your husband, I don't care. You know what I'm saying, guys? Because there are too many videos like this where you have these women who, like, they leave their long-term relationships, they leave their marriages and things like this simply because they feel like it. By the way, marriages in particular are damn crazy. These women are leaving, like, I don't know, 30-year marriages or whatever, and then they return to the dating market and they're like, man, what the hell happened? I mean, again, I don't empathize with them. If you're a widow, that's perhaps a bit of a different story. Your man passed away, that's obviously very sad. But a lot of these girls just leave because they feel like it, and then they're like, wait a minute, I'm 55, or I'm like 40 or 35 and I'm a single mother or whatever. Where are all of the traditional men? Again, the traditional men are looking for traditional women, you know, and traditional women don't just leave their husbands because they feel like it. Now, I'm not saying that this woman did this in particular. I don't know if her husband, for example, passed away or whatever the case may be. I don't know how long her relationship was. Maybe I missed that. But unless he passed away, then, you know, I don't really have a lot of empathy here. Let's keep going.
He knows how to throw a punch. I don't know, shoot a deer maybe. Just protect me. Make me feel safe in the company of him and out there in the world. Now, talking about the world, we all know that it's a little batshit crazy. So I'm also looking for a man who knows that the world is a little batshit crazy. Not somebody who's sleeping, somebody who knows that the world is batshit crazy. But here's the problem.
You can't find them.
I can't find anybody here. Yep. And I must admit, I really haven't gone looking. And I guess the reason I haven't gone looking is because whenever I come across a man in public, he either puts his head down, goes on his phone immediately, turns the other way. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, here's the solution to this problem, madam. You shouldn't be doing it in the first place. Trying to find like a husband or a long-term relationship or whatever, or trying to find a traditional man when you are 55 is downright hilarious. Downright hilarious. But of course, guys, all of these women, downright hilarious as well. We are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, guys. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.